Hello, and welcome to this presentation on the award-winning HotLink technology that dramatically simplifies hybrid IT administration, deployment, and management, and extends VMware vCenter capabilities to all of your hybrid resources. Most of this presentation will be a technology demonstration, but first, let me provide a brief introduction. As I'm sure you'd agree, most IT shops have now deployed multiple platforms or are planning to do so, whether the reason is cost reduction, increased agility, or expanded capacity. Hybrid IT environments are now mainstream. But with each new platform, complexity is introduced due to the tight coupling of native management consoles to the underlying virtual infrastructure type and the proliferation of the related APIs. Unless hybrid IT management is transformed, the benefits will be eroded by the operational complexity. HotLink, however, is the only company to provide a solution that transforms and extends VMware vCenter to administer, deploy, and manage all of your hybrid resources across the ever more complex landscape of alternatives. Unlike overlay automation solutions that still require native hypervisor consoles, the HotLink technology eliminates additional consoles and is the simplest yet most comprehensive solution for managing hybrid IT, all natively inside VMware vCenter. HotLink's robust transformation technology allows you to holistically manage your entire infrastructure spanning Microsoft Hyper-V, Citrix Xen Server, Red Hat KVM, or Amazon's web services as easily as you do today on VMware vSphere. Importantly, HotLink allows you to continue to use the rest of your vSphere integrated products, like, for example, change management or performance reporting tools, seamlessly across the hybrid infrastructure as well. This unique and very important advantage ensures that you continue to benefit from investments you already made, rather than force you to rebuild and repay for it all. Let's review a few of the capabilities you will see in our demo. I'll start with the fact that HotLink is the only solution that utilizes VMware vCenter as a single pane of glass with its unified inventory tree to help you administer, deploy, and manage the complete hybrid infrastructure, which means you can use HotLink Hybrid Express and vCenter to manage your vSphere environment and now extend it to manage Amazon, Hyper-V, Xen Server, or Red Hat KVM. You do not need any additional consoles or private cloud at all. HotLink Hybrid Express automates the process of cloning and conversion, as well as migration of virtual machines, already existing virtual machines, across those platforms. And so you have the ability to use what you've already created in, say, VMware vSphere across in Amazon, or clone it over to Hyper-V without having to recreate it. Let me repeat this particular point because it's so important. Only Hybrid Express will allow you to clone and migrate these complex multi-disk virtual machines in a multi-tiered application across the various platforms. Hybrid Express does it both on-premise across multiple hypervisors as well as to Amazon. Again, multi-disk, complex disks, and big disks that are required or are being used in production environments today. A few of the other features I'd like to touch are a new performance dashboard and an analytics dashboard, which essentially shows you how much bandwidth you're using and how much storage is used per virtual machine in Amazon. Last but not least, we have a diagnostics tool that allows you to troubleshoot issues if you have in connectivity or in networking to Amazon. And that's it. Now, you'd ask yourself, how do I get started? It's really simple to deploy. We release OVAs, and so deploying them takes a short hour, and configuring them is a very quick process. Let's get started. As you can see, we're using vCenter, as I mentioned earlier, to manage more infrastructure. We'll start by using it to manage, as you can see, a Hyper-V cluster, some instances in the West region, some instances in the East region. In particular, if I were to look in the East region, you could see all the networks. In here, you can see all the instances running, as well as all the templates or the AMIs in the East region. Jumping back to Xen Server, you could see a Xen Server cluster. In particular, one of the nodes, let's look at its performance. We're gathering performance information for it and displaying it in vCenter, all in a very native, seamless way, and making it very trivial for you to continue to manage or use VMware vCenter to manage and administer more than just vSphere host themselves. In particular, if we were to jump back to Amazon and power a couple of instances on, powering them on is as simple as right-clicking on them. Once they power on, you can see the little green arrow. We can open a console to them. And opening a console really means, in a Linux case, opening an SSH session to it. As you can see, it's very trivial. Feels as if it were on-premise. As we all know, it's not. This instance is running in Amazon. Let me close the PuTTY session here and open the same RDP session for a Windows instance. Again, very simple, very trivial. We automatically open the RDP session for Windows instances. Now, all done from within vCenter. Now, next, if we were to create a new virtual machine on a Hyper-V host, it's as simple as choosing the node on which you want to create it. Give that new VM on Hyper-V a name. In this particular case, I called it simply Windows 2008. Choosing the instance type, choosing the network it's going to use, the storage, as you saw earlier, it was the C drive. We could use local area connection. I choose to have a thin provision 40 gig VM, and click Finish will provision that new virtual machine on Hyper-V from within vCenter using the same create VM instance you're used to. Next, let's look at the security editor also embedded inside vCenter. Click on the HotLink tab. As you can see, we have all the security groups available and showing on the EC2 host. You can make edits to existing rules simply by clicking on the rule and editing the various parts of that rule, or you could add either a new security group altogether or add another rule to an existing security group, as you can see here. Very simple, very trivial, again embedded inside vCenter. Next, we will create a snapshot from an already existing virtual machine. Creating a snapshot, again, as simple as using the Take Virtual Machine Snapshot wizard for vCenter. We take it automatically in the background on the Hyper-V machine. As you can see, it's all documented in the recent tasks. And then right-clicking on that VM and we'll go to Snapshot Manager, and you can see the snapshot that I created on that Hyper-V machine. Again, very simple, very seamless, very trivial. I mentioned being able to clone virtual machines earlier, and that's core to our technology and obviously very important to using multiple platforms in a very heterogeneous fashion, in a very unsiloed fashion, so that you could use what you already have in VMware, clone it over to, in this particular case, Amazon EC2, and then continue using it in Amazon without a problem. The cloning process uses the cloning wizard in this case, so again, nothing new you need to learn. And it's really extracting all the information on that virtual machine, all the information on the virtual hard disks, and then converts them on the fly to virtual hard disks that can be used in Amazon, namely volumes. Once those volumes are uploaded, and that part depends on the bandwidth you have and obviously the size of the disks. Once those volumes are available in Amazon, we automatically create an instance from it in Amazon, and that instance then is being made available for you to power on, as I do here. And once it powers on, you could start using it in Amazon. The beauty behind what we just did is we also created an AMI for that VM, so that if you ever wanted to recreate that VM or create more the likes of this VM, it's as simple as right-clicking on the template that we created automatically, and then provisioning more in Amazon. You don't have to re-upload everything from scratch. Next, that AMI that I just created, we can provision new VMs from it in case you wanted. And provisioning new VMs or new instances in Amazon is as simple as right-clicking the VM, choose the launch from template menu, give those new VMs a name. In this particular case, again, I'll just call them 2008 R2. I'll just allocate some number of CPU and memory to it, and that will determine the instance type that will be used. Then choose how many to create, which security groups they're going to use, and once you choose security groups, and you can choose a few of them, you launch that that request or make that request, and we automatically then go to Amazon, create 3 more instances from the one template that was auto-created as part of the clone, and then as soon as those instances are available, as you can see here, you could use them. They automatically power on by default. You could look at the instance itself. It was created just as we requested, using the same volumes that were uploaded, and that's it. Very straightforward, very simple. Obviously, as I did in the past, if we wanted to console to any one of them, as simple as right-clicking, open console, and launching an RDP for it. In this particular case, I'll log in, and then you can see a Windows virtual machine that's ready for us to use in Amazon, and that's it. So now that you've seen the HotLink technology in action, I wanted to summarize a couple of the most compelling ways that HotLink simplifies the deployment and management of the hybrid IT environment and utilizing multiple platforms, whether on-premise, multiple hypervisors, or off-premise public cloud. And by that I really mean, as you can see, HotLink is the only solution that extends VMware vCenter to manage and administer the hybrid resources. We do it natively, we do it seamlessly, and we do it using the tools you're already accustomed to using. HotLink Hybrid Express is the only tool that allows you to clone complex multi-disk production workloads in this heterogeneous hybrid environment. We're the only ones that allow you to, in a fully automated way and bi-directional way, migrate workloads, say, to the public cloud and back to, say, Citrix, Zen Server and back, or from Hyper-V to Amazon in any direction. We're the only ones that allow you to utilize VMware templates as a single template repository across any platform that you have. We obviously apply automation across, as you could see, across the hybrid platform. And I think most importantly, we're the only ones that are so intuitive and so simple to use and so easy to implement, so that you could essentially start using it on the day that you deploy it. Best of all, in my opinion, with HotLink, you can be up and running with your hybrid IT management environment in under 2 hours, meaning a very short morning, and you're up and running. Before we finish, I'd like to share with you a few of the resources you can find at hotlink.com. Obviously, there are many white papers you could download. There's a weekly webinar that we publish on hotlink.com. You can contact us with requests for demos, pricing, and please don't hesitate to contact sales@hotlink.com with any questions you might have. It'll be our pleasure to hear from you. Thank you so much for taking the time to view this video, and I hope we will hear from you soon. Goodbye.